Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the media world lately: Magnum Media's big move to expand its Wisconsin footprint. Now, on the surface, this might seem like just another business deal, but personally, I think there's a lot more to unpack here. What makes this really interesting is the way it blends history, family legacy, and strategic growth in an industry that's constantly evolving. So, let's break it down. First off, Magnum Media is acquiring 3 stations from Sparta-Toma Broadcasting: WCOW 97, ESPN Sports 1290, and ESPN 105.5. If you're thinking, okay, another media acquisition, hold on, there's more to it. Magnum already owns 5 stations in the La Crosse market, and with this deal, they'll have 9. That's a significant jump, and it immediately raises questions about FCC local ownership limits. In my opinion, this isn't just about expanding reach, it's about consolidating power in a way that could reshape the local media landscape. What many people don't realize is that these limits exist to prevent monopolies and ensure diverse voices in broadcasting. So, how Magnum navigates this will be fascinating to watch. Now, let's talk about the stations themselves. WCOW 97, for instance, isn't just any radio station, it's celebrating its 75th anniversary this year. That's a huge deal. It's been named Wisconsin Broadcasters Association's Small Market Station of the Year 7 times, and its Ben and Arnie morning show won the Country Music Association's Small Market Personalities of the Year award last year. From my perspective, this isn't just an acquisition of assets, it's an acquisition of legacy. And that's where Reed Magnum's personal connection comes in. Reed shared that his dad's first ever visit to a radio station was WCOW when he was just 4 years old. His uncle was an announcer there in 1967, and his parents even attended their first Wisconsin Broadcasters Association dinner back in 1990. If you take a step back and think about it, this deal is as much about family history as it is about business growth. What this really suggests is that media isn't just a corporate game, it's deeply personal for the people involved. That's a detail I find fascinating, and it adds a layer of depth to the story that you don't always see in these kinds of deals. For Sparta-Toma Broadcasting, this marks an exit from the radio business, as these were their last remaining media holdings. It's the end of an era for them, but for Magnum, it's a new chapter. With this acquisition, Magnum will operate 6 AM stations, 14 full-power FMs, and 18 FM translators across Wisconsin, eastern Minnesota, and northern Illinois. That's a massive footprint, and it raises a deeper question: what does this mean for local media in these regions? Will Magnum's dominance lead to more streamlined operations, or will it stifle competition? Personally, I think it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, consolidation can bring resources and stability. On the other, it can reduce diversity in programming and perspectives. One thing that immediately stands out is how Magnum is positioning itself in a rapidly changing industry. Radio isn't what it used to be, streaming and digital platforms have shifted the landscape. So, why double down on traditional broadcasting? In my opinion, it's because local radio still holds a unique place in communities. It's about connection, nostalgia, and trust. Magnum seems to understand that, and by acquiring stations with strong histories like WCOW 97, they're betting on that emotional connection to keep listeners tuned in. As we wrap this up, I'm left thinking about the bigger picture. Media consolidation is nothing new, but when it's tied to personal stories and local legacies, it takes on a different meaning. This deal isn't just about numbers and stations, it's about preserving history while moving forward. What this really suggests is that even in an age of digital disruption, there's still value in the old-school approach. So, here's my closing thought: as Magnum Media expands its Wisconsin footprint, will it become a guardian of local media's past, or will it reshape the future in ways we can't yet predict? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take on this.